As I'm walking toward the front door to the school, the hall seemed quiet. I guess everyone started cutting again. I walk out the front door and down the walkway toward the street. I see Ace leaning on his car talking to Prince. I smirk, but drop it before he could see me. Yo, Isha, Prince says. Ace smiles at me and shows his entire grill, which makes me smile anyway. You gonna let me drive you home? I don't know you. You rather take the bus? I mean, I don't care about that. It is what it is. So you don't trust me? I mean, like I said, I don't know you. So do you really want that answer? He laughs lightly. You something, Summer. I start to laugh. I keep hearing that. I don't know if it's a compliment though. Nah, it is, he says. Prince starts cheesing. What? I say. Y'all cute. Name y'all first baby Prince. I fix my face up in a confused fashion, but also a what the hell kind of look. Well, if it's a boy, if not, Princess works. Then, just that quick, Prince ran off to talk to this girl who walked out of the building. So, you taking a ride? Nah. Next time, I say. Can I call you later? Yeah, you better. As I get home, I am walking up the block from the bus toward my house. I see Maurice walking toward me in the direction of his building. Hey, Summer, he says as we get closer within eye view of each other. Hey, I didn't intend to stop walking. How's school going? He looks nervous after he lets the words leave his mouth. I stop walking. School is school. I had an even tone. I didn't sound bothered, so he looked relieved. Oh, that's good. Now I look confused because it's an awkward silence. Alright, I'll see you, I say and start walking again. Summer, wait. I look at him. Are you still with that dude? Nah. I leave the statement sounding closed off and offer nothing else. Oh. He seems lost for words again. I'll see you later. I proceed to walk again. Thankfully, he didn't say anything else to me and just started walking in the direction he was going. When I get upstairs, I hear my brother and sister running and screaming from the hallway. I'm surprised I don't hear my mother fussing for them to stop the noise. Summer! They shout in unison as I unlock the door. How did you know it was me? Because who else comes from school? Reefy says. Good point, kid. I start laughing. Cheyenne comes to hug my legs, and I bend down to hug her little body back. Hello, little girl, my mother says as she walks out of the kitchen with Chandel on her hip. He starts smiling and drooling when he sees me. My brother is looking more and more like his sister. Yeah, Cheyenne. My mother starts laughing. I roll my eyes and laugh. I start walking toward my room. Oh, Ymir called for you. And some boy named Tavior, she says. I was waiting for the questions to start flowing, but they didn't. I'm sure she will ask later, but what the? Tavior. Ymir must be checking my relationship status, but trying to be subtle. Cute, I guess. I put my book bag down and start looking for some sweats to get out of my jeans. The phone rings in the process. I instantly get annoyed thinking it's Tavior being Tavior, but it's Lauren. Hello? Bitch. Why did you tell Maurice you're single? Because I am? And he asked. Yeah, but lie. He is going to annoy my soul. I start laughing. Sounds personal. Yeah, until I give him the courage to holler at you. You setting him up for hurt feelings, not me. I'm kind of sort of talking to Ace anyway, and Ymir keeps checking for me. Oh, excuse me. We both start laughing at the same time. So you about to have skid marks? Nah, bitch, you fuck enough for the both of us. I'm not trying to fuck anyone. I didn't even like sex anyway. Tavior never came. Nah, you just didn't like sex with Tavior. Not that you didn't like sex. Whatever the case, I'm not fucking no time soon, is my point. But you got skid marks though. I start laughing. Fuck you, Summer, she says while laughing. She starts telling me about her school drama. She's still dealing with Larry, Tate, Jason, and is supposed to link with Prince this weekend. Plus, she's still talking about that African dude she met on Jamaica Ave. I don't know how she keeps up with all of this. I hear the call waiting beep into the call. Hold on, I look and see it's Ace. I click over to accept the call because I'm almost positive trying to get her off the phone will be dragged out because she is Lauren, and Lauren is dramatic. I click back to her line after about 30 seconds. I'll call you back, it's Ace. Oh, bitches is hanging up for new niggas. Girl, you will still have niggas to tell me about when I call you back. You're right, I'm gonna call Hakeem anyway. Who the fuck it? Actually, never mind. I'll call you back. I shake my head and we hang up. I click back over and speak to Ace. So, you'll talk to me, but won't let me drive you home. Why are you so eager to drive me home? It's an awkward silence. Oh, the line is quiet, I continue. He starts laughing. Nah, I just want to spend time with you. I was silent after his reply. Oh, now the line is quiet. He continues. I start to laugh. Okay, so tomorrow, come drive me home. Oh, so you know me by tomorrow? I start laughing so hard. Ace, shut up. I keep laughing. He starts laughing. My mother knocks on the door, which I'm surprised. She never knocks. I'll be back. Keep an eye on the kids, she says. I start to get off my bed to go into the living room with them. You want me to call back? He asks. No, I could do two things at once. Okay, Miss Feisty. As I get closer to the living room, the noise of my siblings grows louder with each footstep. Sounds like an army. It's only 2.5. Y'all cut a baby in half. He questions me as silly. I start laughing. Nah, one is a baby. We spoke for a few hours that night. I didn't even notice the time passing. My mother came back in, the kids were asleep, and I was back in my room still talking to Ace. I heard her come in, but she didn't come to my room. She and Sharif have been acting kind of weird lately. Hopefully, they're not breaking up. It hasn't been a lot said between the two of them, they just seem to come and go. After another 30 minutes or so, we hang up and I get myself ready for bed. After school, Ace kept his word and was right outside when I got out. As usual, leaning on his car and smiling to show his entire grill. Prince wasn't in school today, or I didn't see him anyway. I thought you was gonna stand me up, he says as I get closer. I roll my eyes playfully. Nah, I wouldn't do that. I stop in front of him. He opens his arms for a hug. I smile and hug him back. Oh, you softening on me. Never. I start laughing. You hungry? Not really. I was hungry, but I wasn't. Plus, I didn't want to take too long to get home. I'm supposed to be watching the kids later on. Not going to have Molly wring my neck. Hey, twin, I hear coming from behind me. I turn around and see Brielle walking with a group of her friends. They just turned from the walkway of the building to go toward Main Street. Hey, twin, I smile. You're a twin. Do we look alike? Maybe the same father type of vibe, or first cousins, but not twins. I start to laugh. Unless she was one of them making noise last night. I start laughing even harder. Nah, someone started the twin thing and we just ran with it. We are standing out front. A few people come over and give Ace a pound, talk to him, then we leave. I give him directions toward driving me home. The ride by car from school to my house was probably like 20 minutes with no kind of traffic. When we got closer to the house, I didn't want my mother or anyone she knew to see me get out of Ace's car. So I had him leave me near the 2 fort. It was like a 5-minute walk from home there. Ace told me he would call me later that night. He said he had a few runs to make. I know I've heard that line before. I will figure out how to ask questions once I feel the situation out a little more. As soon as I get in the door, the phone is ringing. I could have sworn I heard it stop and start again as I was looking for my keys, but I'm not too sure. I look at the caller ID, Tavia Jackson's house. I take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. I refuse to let him ruin my mood. A few minutes later, the phone rings again. It's Claudia. Well, hello, I say into the receiver. Hello yourself, bitch. So you don't know me since you dated Tavia? Huh? No? I didn't even realize I hadn't spoken to Claudia. So where the fuck have you been? No calls? Nothing. She sounds annoyed but playful at the same time. Girl, I've been avoiding Tavia, not you. I catch her up on the calls and the one phone call we had. I saw him earlier today. He was trying to figure out when you'd be over here, and I told him I hadn't spoken to her since the night of the party. He looked like he didn't believe a word that came out of my mouth. That's when I realized I haven't spoken to your bright ass. When is he getting locked up? I'm not coming back over there until he does. Bitch, don't do that to me. We will just stay inside. She and I talk a little bit more, and I told her I'd think about it. I didn't tell her about Ace yet. I don't need her to have word vomit speaking to Evan or Tavia. Then her mother needed the phone, so we hung up. I got started on my homework so I would have the night to myself. Just as I was finishing up, Ace called. I smiled as I answered the phone. Hello. What's up, Lightskin? I could tell he was smiling also. He asked if he could drive me to school in the morning, so I told him to meet me at the same store at 7:30. He said he would be there. He asked me if I spoke to Tavia, of course, not by name, but, you know. So you spoke to homeboy? I was transparent with him about the one phone call we had, but that I had no desire to fix anything or even be friends. To be honest, maybe down the line Tavia and I could be cordial, but right now I feel it would be a lot of toxic shit coming from his end. I told Ace about the fact that Tavia said the next nigga better know how to fight. Ace replied, homeboy better be bulletproof. With that reply, I decided to see what he did for his run. So, you drive, clearly. You work or your parents bought your car? Nah, you could say I'm something like an entrepreneur. I got my own little business. Oh, doing what? I ask in an inquisitive tone, but not trying to seem giddy or prying. He pauses for a second and lets out a slight chuckle. I'll explain all that later. I leave it alone for now, but clearly he sounds like he is in the same business as Tavia and my father. As I am talking to Ace, I hear a knock at my room door. A raindrop, I hear Sharif say. Yeah? I open my room door. Did anyone come by looking for me since you've been home? It was about 9 p.m. now. No, I didn't even realize you guys were home. It's quiet. The kids are with my mother. He looks nervous. Your mother hasn't come home? No, or I didn't hear her. Okay. He kisses my forehead and walks away. That was odd, but whatever. I close my door and lay back on my bed to continue talking to Ace. Your parents still together? That's dope. Nah, that was my stepfather. My parents would probably end up on the news for some weird ass homicide charge. He starts laughing. They get along now, but no way. They'd find a way to kill each other at the same time if they were still together. He laughs even harder. You a lot different than you look. Whatever that's supposed to mean, I say sassy. It's a good thing. Relax, killer. I spoke to Ace until around 11 p.m. and then told him I was going to see him in the morning. The next morning, as I'm getting closer to the 2-4, I see Ace's car parked right in front. I won't even front. I didn't think he would be there. 7:30 is really early for someone who doesn't need to go to work or school. As he opens the driver door, I smirk at him. I must like you. It is early as shit, he says and hugs me. I chuckle and hug him back, then walk to the passenger side and get in. You hungry? He asks. Yeah, but I usually meet my friends in the morning at the store. He pauses for a minute like he's thinking. The one behind Flushing? Yeah, I. He starts to drive. I didn't think you'd come, I say after a few seconds of silence. I wouldn't offer if I wasn't gonna come. I keep my word. I nod. He was dressed comfortably but clean. Crisp Jordans on, clean black sweats, and a bright white tee with a matching hoodie. He always has a hat and a do-rag on, but I just noticed he has braids. He has a nice chocolate complexion with no blemishes on his skin. He's a little darker than Tavior and is about 6'2", maybe 6'3". We were just listening to music and talking about regular stuff all the way to school. The vibe between us was nice. It was calm and not forced. He didn't really try to push up on me unnecessarily, and I appreciate that. You want me to leave you by the school or the store? I paused for a second to think about what I would prefer. The store is cool with me, if it's cool with you. Yeah, I could leave you wherever you want me to. He pulls up in front of the store, and Jules, Shania, and Damien were already standing there. You know them? He asked in a puzzled tone. Yeah, that's my people. Why? He stays quiet for a second. I'll talk to you about that at a later time. I look at his face for some kind of reaction, but he has none. Very even toned. I could tell he was waiting on some kind of reaction from me as well. I didn't have one to give. I'm just thinking to myself because they asked me who Prince's cousin was, and he's asking if they're my people. Jules and them sell drugs based on what Tony said, so I'm just putting all this together. Prince must have messed something up, and Ace intervened, or something like that. I'll be back to pick you up, cool? Yeah. I still watch his face for a reaction as I'm about to get out of the car. Hold up, he says, and he reaches in his back pocket. He hands me a $20 bill. I look at his hand, but I don't take it. I'm good. I have money. I'll see you later. I get out the car. He had pretty dark tints on the car, so Jules and them couldn't see who was inside. Is Mama's baby getting dropped off? Damien says in a soft tone, as if he were talking to a baby, as I close the passenger door. I thought Mama's baby was mad at the boyfriend, he continues. I dated the boyfriend. That is a possible replacement. I smirk to keep from laughing. I know Damien is going to have some smart-ass reply. Oh, its light-skin traits are starting to form. We all start laughing. Leave her bright ass alone. That's right, brightness. We don't let niggas play us, Shania says. Sir, you are a nigga, Damien says and fixes his face in a fashion that he was about to throw up. You know I'm sexy, she says and poses. Damien gags and we all laugh, including Shania. That's Prince's cousin, brightness, Jules asks, bringing seriousness to the conversation. Who? You a owl nigga? The nigga that dropped you off. Was that Prince's cousin? He asked more aggressively. Tell me what Prince did to y'all. I roll my eyes. There's an awkward silence amongst us for a few seconds, and then Tony walks up. We'll talk later, Jules says. He starts to smile and gives Tony a kiss on her lips. What y'all talking about later, nigga? She looks him up and down like she was ready to fight. Relax, Tyson. I want to know who she's talking to that's related to Prince. Oh. She nods and half smirks when she looks at me. Clearly, she hasn't told Jules anything, because Tony definitely knew it was Ace, but she also didn't tell me what Prince did if she knew, so she's keeping everyone's stuff to herself, like a little vault.